the figures and add them up and see what it comes to. Okay, should I call it out? It starts with APC, the column for APC, 178, 395, 948, 1654, 1051, 280, 998, 929, 1887, 239, 222, 566, 2105, 536, 607, 1020, and 542. Hello? Yes? What is it? What did you get?
14,157.
No, I wonder whether the person who raised the question had done the addition himself. Can we do it again? Okay, if others have confirmed, I think we better move on. Observation, yes. Please stand there, we can hear you.
Do you want extras?
The chairman, what you presented is the one that is circulating in the social media.
Please. I don't want to go into that. He made an observation. We have rechecked it. It is correct. Let's move on, please. Please. We have told I beg you. We have told everybody since yesterday that only INEC figures are official. All right. So we move on, please. We are calling on Professor Adiku, who is to present to us the number of council votes which have now been placed into the appropriate form, I hope. All right, please go ahead.
So to this date, the number of cancelled votes for Basa is 1,089. Yes, 1,089. And then for Dekina,
How many polling units?
2 polling units. For Dekina, 9,756.
9,756.
Yes, for 21 polling units. Yeah.
So that was the outstanding information.
Yes, sir.
When you presented earlier on, was not put into the proper form. Now it has been put.
Yes.
Okay. Please submit the result. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well done. Okay, we'll call the next person, please, so we'll proceed.
We'll go on to Kano State, and may I respectfully call on Professor Mohammed Hamisu, former VC ATBU. As you come, please introduce yourself and formally introduce the state's local government you covered.
Chairman, I am Professor Mohammed Hamisu, the immediate Vice Chancellor, past Vice Chancellor of the ATBU Bauchi, currently a visiting professor at the National Universities Commission. I am also serving as the collation officer for the presidential election in Kano State. Mr. Chairman, Kano State has 44 local governments and has the total of registered voters of 4,943,862. Out of these 4 million, the total valid votes is 2,128,821, with rejects of 43,000.
We'll start with the total number of registered voters and number of accredited voters, please.
Okay, the accredited voters, the number is 2,364,434. Out of these, the total valid votes is 2 million.
Please take all the votes before you come to the summaries.
Okay. The party UPP 156. Total valid votes 2,128,821. That is 2,128,821. Rejected votes 43626. 43626. Total votes cast 2,172,447. 2,172,447.
Thank you very much, Prof. Were there any cancellations?
There was no cancellation in Kano throughout the 44 local governments.
Okay, thank you very much. So, can you submit the result?
Professor Muhammadu Hamisu, Kano State.
Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead and call the next person.
Yes, the next state we'll take this evening is Jigawa State. And the state collation officer is Professor James O.I. Ayatse. He is the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University Dutsim.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Professor James Ayatse, currently serving as the Vice Chancellor of Federal University Dutsima in Katsina State. I was asked to serve as the collation officer in charge of Jigawa State for the presidential elections. Mr. Chairman, Jigawa State has 27 local government areas, and 14 parties presented candidates for the elections. In Jigawa State, number of registered voters are 1,815,839. Registered voters 1,815,839. The total number of accredited voters for the election 1,153,428. 1,153,428. And now indicates the votes for the individual parties. 394. AA 394. ACPN 540. ACPN 540. AD 587. 587. ADC 375. 375. 527. AC 5 88. Five CPP 553 7. Hope received 337 votes. COA 423 received 423. 423. NCP received 548 votes. NCP 548 votes. PDP 142,904 votes. PDP 142,904 votes. PPN received 853 votes. 853. UDP received 338. UDP 338. 197 votes. Total valid votes in Jigawa State for the presidential election 1037,564. 564. Rejected votes. Total rejected votes 34,325. 34,325. Total votes cast 1071,889. Votes cast 1071,889. Mr. Chair, no cases of cancellation coming from Jigawa State. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Prof. You can now submit the report. Thank you so much, Prof. Thanks a lot.
Following the presentation of the report of Jigawa State, we'll now move on to Katsina State. And the State Collation Officer for Katsina is Professor Jibrila Amin of the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University, Tutsi.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Professor Amin. I am the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University, Dutse in Jigawa State. I served as the State Collation Officer for the presidential election in Katsina. Katsina State, Mr. Chairman, has 34 local governments. Number of registered voters in Katsina State 284,741. 2842 741. 2842 741. Number of accredited voters 1578 646. 1578 646. Political parties contested election. They got votes as follows: AA 3, ACPN 402, E 283, ADC 498, APA 1671, APC 1345 441, 1345 441, CPP 976, Hope 47, HDP 47, Kowa Party 215, NCP 330, PDP 98937, 98937, PPN 254, UDP 117, and UPP 72. Total valid votes for Jigawa State 1449426. 1449426. Total rejected votes 32288. 32288. Votes cast 1481714. 1481714. There were no cancellations, Mr. Chairman. Elections took place in all the polling units of Katsina State.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you.
Okay, next is Fuller States, Chairman of Kwara State. Professor, please. Professor Kanji is the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Minna, United States.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am Professor Musbao Adewumi Akanji, Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Minna, Niger State. I served as collation officer for presidential election in Kwara State. Kwara State, Mr. Chairman, has 16 local governments, 16, with number of registered voters 1,181,032. Number of accredited voters 489,360. 489,360. 14 political parties contested with the following votes: AA 248, 248. ACPN 817, 817. AD 520. D 520, 520. ADC 438, 438. APA 1,165, 1165. APC 302, 146, 302, 146. CPP 910, 910. Hope 118, 118. COA 214, 214. NCP 394, 394. PDP 132, 602, 132, 602, PPN 325, UDP 81, UPP 102. Total valid votes, Mr. Chairman, is 440,080. 440,080. Rejected votes 21,321. 21321. Total votes cast 461,401. Mr. Chairman, there was no problem, there was no rejected votes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof. Can you submit the results? Call the next person, please.
The next state chairman is Kaduna State. Professor J.M. Kaura was the state collation officer for Kaduna State. Professor Kaura, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the high table and colleagues. My name is Professor Ja'afar Makau Kaura of Osman Danfote University, Sokoto. I served as the collation officer for the presidential election in Kaduna State. And Chairman, sir, Kaduna State has 23 local government areas, and the registered voters in the state is 3361793. 3361793. Number of accredited voters is 1746031. 1746031. The performance of the parties is as follows: AA 218 votes, ACPN 424 votes, AD 273 votes, ADC 1611 votes, APC 1129760. 1127760. Then CPP 824 votes, Hope 105 votes, COA 176 votes, NCP 754 votes, PDP 484085 votes, 484085 85 votes. PPN 549. UDP 79. UPP 78 votes. Mr. Chairman, the total valid votes in Kaduna State was 161,7482. 161,7482. Rejected votes 32,719. 32,719. Total votes cast 1650201. 1650201. This is how the parties fared in Kaduna State, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, unlike other states in Kaduna, we have reported cases of cancellation of elections and non-holding of elections. And these affected 7 local government areas. They are Soba, Sanga, Kudan, Igabi, Zangon Katap, Kagarko, and Kachia. The number of polling units affected in each local government are as follows. In Soba, 3 polling units were affected, with a total registered voters of 1806. For Sanga, 13 voting units were affected, with number of registered voters as 9884. Kudan has 3 polling units affected, with registered voters number of 1702. Igabi, 6 polling units were affected, with registered number of voters as 3471. Zangon Katap, 4 polling units were affected, with total number of registered voters as 2726. Kagarku, 7 polling units were affected, with total number of registered voters as 6647. And Kachia, 2 polling units were affected, with 1246 as registered voters. The total number of affected local government is 7. The total number of polling units affected is 38. And the total number of registered voters is 27482. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Bob. You can now submit the result.
Thank you, sir. Let me look at my papers.
The names of the local government.
Yes.
No, yes, come on in. Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. What about the case here? Who's next?
Anambra is next, Mr. Chairman. Professor C.C. Asiabaka, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, was the State Collation Officer.
Anambra.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Professor Shigo C. Asiabaka. I'm the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and I served in Anambra State as the Collation Officer. Anambra State has 21 local governments, and we have a total number of registered voters as 1963427. Number of accredited voters 774430. The results of the election: AA 547, ACPN 1259, AD 475, ADC 534, APA 2303, APC 17926, CPP 1279, HOPE 357, COA 311, NCP 887, PDP 660762, 660762, PDP. PPN 537, UDP 286, UPP 1121. Total number of valid votes 6888584. Number of rejected votes 14825. Total votes cast 703,409.
Thank you, Prof. Any cancellations?
There were no cancellations in Anambra State.
No cancellations?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. And you submit the result.
Okay.
Thank you. You've endorsed them all? Yes. All right. Okay, good. Thank you, Prof. Thank you. All right. Next person, please.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, was the collation officer, state collation officer, Abia State.
What's that?
Mr. Chairman, sir, my name is Professor Benjamin Chukwuma Ozumba. Vice Chancellor, University of Nigeria. My state of assignment is Abia State, where I am the collation officer for the presidential election. There are 17 local government areas in Abia State of Nigeria, 14 political parties contested the elections. Total number of registered voters 134. Total number of accredited voters 442,538. The votes received by political parties: AA, total of 315, ACPN 2194, AD 448, ADC 569, APA 2766, APC 13394, CPP 1046, HOPE 125, COA 173, NCP 745, PDP 368303, PPN 424, PDP 368303, PPN 424, UDP 213, UPP 330, Number of valid votes, 391,045. Number of rejected votes, 10004. Total votes cast, 401,049.
Thank you very much. Any cancellations? There are no cancellations. Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Can you submit? Yes, please. There is one we noticed. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Next, please.
We'll probably have the recess of a few minutes. Yes, sir.
How many minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
We will have a recess of 10 minutes and come back and take 2 more states that are here already. If others come before we close, we will still take them. We'll take as many as are available today. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, the INEC National Collation Center has taken another break. And INEC Chairman Professor Attahiru Jega has announced that until they reconvene, so far about 7 more states' results have been collated, announced. They include Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, Kwara, Kaduna, Anambra, and Abia states. Remember that in the earlier session this afternoon, the coalition officers for Ekiti, Ogun, Enugu, Kogi, Osun, Ondo, Oyo, and Nasarawa states had also come and presented their results. So far These are the results and the states the INEC National Collation Center had received from the collation officers in various states of the Federation that had come to Abuja to present their results. We will be taking you back to the studios for the scheduled programs on the NTA and then the Nigeria Decide studio here at the International Conference Center will reopen immediately when the INEC National Collation Center reconvenes proceedings here at the Collation Center of the Presidential and National Assembly elections. I'm Muhammad Kura Abubakar Haniowa. Back to the scheduled programs of the NTA.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Fascinating Nigeria.
Africa's biggest market. Extraordinary. Fascinating Nigeria.
Toast to them, sir. My assistant. When I cook this, I prefer eating out of this one.
You know, food is very essential for our well-being. These and more on Guest Chef, showing on the network service of the NTA. Join us.
Breaking the news, we are Africa's largest network. NTA, Africa's largest network. Second to none. The first, the biggest, the best. NTA. Education
6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. every Saturday and Sunday.
I'm Sarah Sander. The two big parties take the lead on a keen race to win the presidential elections. President Jonathan receives initial report on Saturday's elections from foreign observers with commendations for Nigerians. National Assembly elections results show state governors walking into legislation business. Plus, an outlook on reconvening of the Senate and House of Representatives. Good evening, welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Sarah Sander. After a big contest, authentic results of the presidential elections were declared this Monday at the INEC National Collation Center in Abuja, with INEC National Chairman Professor Atahiru Jega supervising the proceedings. In the first batch of results from 16 states and the FCT, it shows the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress as front runners with their candidates. President Goodluck Jonathan and General Buhari. Ignatius Nkwo has the breakdown.
The collation of results commenced with the presentation of blank result sheets to all the 14 political party agents present.
We will now proceed to invite the state coalition officers one by one to present the results of the presidential elections from their respective states. We are taking them on fast come, fast served.
The collation officer for Ekiti State was the first to present his results. He reports that Alliance for Democracy scored 854 votes, All Progressive Congress 120,331 votes, while the PDP scored 176,466 votes. In Ogun State, Alliance for Democracy AD scored 1,927 votes, ACPN 3,072 votes, APA 1,930 votes, APC 308,290, while PDP scored 207,950 votes. The collation officer for Enugu State said APA pulled 715 votes, APC 14,157 votes, while PDP scored 553,003 votes. In Osun State, Alliance for Democracy 1,667, APC 383,603 votes, while PDP scored 249,929 votes. In Ondo State, Allied Congress Party of Nigeria scored 2,406 votes, ADC 1,227, APC 299,889 votes, while PDP scored 251,368 votes. Results from the Federal Capital Territory shows that Africans People's Alliance scored 674 votes, APC 146,399 votes, while PDP scored 157,195 votes. In Nasarawa State, All Progressive Congress APC scored 236,838 votes, National Conscience Party 222 votes, while PDP scored 273,460 votes. The collation officer for Nasarawa State said that there were several cancellations in the state. The INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, warned collation officers against entertaining reports on results after it had been signed by political party agents. From the International Conference Center, Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
A foreign election observer mission has submitted an interim report to President Goodluck Jonathan on the just concluded elections. The group appealed to Nigeria to continue to maintain peace throughout the entire process. State House correspondent Shegun Lawole reports.
Members of the election observer mission comprising ECOWAS, African Union and the Commonwealth and their team members have been in the country monitoring the process leading to the elections and the election proper. Their visit to State House is to report back to the authority that gave them the mandate, including Nigerians and the international community. Former President John Kufuor of Ghana addressed State House press corps at the end of the closed-door meeting with President Jonathan.
We believe, from what we've seen, as I'm sure you heard yesterday, some of us declared that the election had been transparent and credible up to yesterday. We appreciate the process is not yet done till the results are declared, and then, of course, the aftermath of the declaration. But we've come this far, and we needed to give an interim report to the authorities that mandated us to come, and to the world, and to Nigerians in particular, to let everybody know that Nigeria so far has been at peace with the process.
The foreign observers commended the present administration under whose watch what they described as peaceful, free, fair and credible elections were held.
We appeal to Nigeria to continue in this mood through the entire process, so that at the end of the day, the people of Nigeria will be satisfied with themselves, that they use the process to give themselves the government they want and they deserve. And Nigeria succeeding to would redound not only to Nigerians but to West Africa and the whole of our continent. We will all be made proud of the success.
The rest of the observer team will still stay behind to see through the entire process. In the State House, Segun Lawale, NTA News.
Domestic and international observers expressed satisfaction with the peaceful conduct of Nigerians at most of the polling stations across the country. They are, however, concerned over some of the challenges associated with card readers and delay in accreditation exercise at some of the polling units in Abuja, the country's capital city. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
All Nigerian nations in diaspora are among the observers accredited to monitor 2015 general elections in Nigeria. The group monitored elections in FCT and environs and part of Nasarawa State. In their report, the observers appealed to Nigerians to accept the outcome of the election, describing the process as perfect, in spite of the challenges.
That people should hold on their thoughts about this election. They should not preempt the election. They should let INEC come up with the result of the election so that we don't incite people unnecessarily.
The group called on INEC to reconsider the use of card reader in the forthcoming gubernatorial election.
The voting materials should arrive on time, and there must not be shortages of voting materials. This menace of underage voting has to stop.
In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
A related development, Chief Observer of the European Union advised Nigerians to shun violence, which he noted will not change the outcome of the election but damage the country. Saliu Abdullahi was at the briefing. Here's it.
To the Nigeria's election, the European Union, through the Chief Observer, Santiago Fisas, reaffirmed their commitment to a peaceful democratic transition in Nigeria by supporting the wishes of the people when the results are announced. Nigeria, they agreed, has distinguished herself as a strong economy in the world, and therefore the country's democratic process should be such that will promote true democracy for others to emulate.
Express my deepest appreciation to the Nigerian authorities for their close cooperation and assistance during the course of our observation. I also call all stakeholders, voters, candidates, and more particularly political parties to maintain the non-violent atmosphere. Violence will not change the outcome of this election and will only damage Nigeria as a whole.
The European Parliament will reject all attempts to gain political advantage through fraud or violence and which fall outside the scope of the legal framework. Not only are the eyes of the world watching Nigeria, but the people throughout this country have to be reassured that its leadership will not plunge the country into a crisis.
They advised stakeholders to focus attention on national unity, promising that they will continue to keep an eye to the ongoing coalition exercise. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
There have been reports of results of National Assembly elections in various parts of the Federation. Musbaud and Wahab gives us some of them.
President David Mark of PDP returned to represent Benue South Senatorial District, while Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, PDP, was re-elected for Enugu West Senatorial seat. Niger State Governor Babangida Aliyu, PDP, was defeated by APC candidate David Umar to the Niger East Senatorial District seat. APC candidate General Muhammad Garba was declared winner of the Niger South Senatorial District seat. In Imo State, Hope Uzodinma of PDP again won Olu Imo West Senatorial seat. Result from Anambra State, PDP candidate Anna Yonebe won the Awka North and South Federal Constituency seat with 22,762 votes, followed closely by APGA candidate Godson Ezenagu, who had 22,130 votes. In Anambra Central Senatorial Zone, PDP candidate Uche Ekwenife was declared the winner with 101,548 votes, displacing the sitting senator and former governor Chris Ngige of APC, who came third with 20,850 votes, while APGA candidate Victor Ome came second with 77,129 votes. Kwara State, Bukola Saraki, APC, was returned for Kwara Central Senatorial seat with 118,879 votes. Mohammed Shaba Lafiaji, APC, won Kwara North Senatorial seat with 87,435 votes, while Rafiu Adebayo Ibrahim, APC, won Kwara South Senatorial seat with 73,329 votes. In the House of Representatives election, Razak Olatunde Atunwa, APC, won Ilorin West Asa Federal Constituency with 58,227 votes. Ilorin East South Federal Constituency was won by Abubakar Amuda Kanike of APC, and Olayonu Olarinoye Tokwe, APC, was elected to represent Ifelodun of Oyun Federal Constituency.
In another development, the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court has reiterated her appeal to Nigerians to refrain from any acts of violence as they await the outcome of and prepare for April general elections. In a message, she maintains that any person who incites or engages in acts of violence in the context of the elections or contributes to the commission of crimes that fall within the ICC's jurisdiction will be liable to prosecution either by Nigerian courts or by the ICC.
The conduct of elections in Nigeria free from violence will not only prevent further instability in the country, but will also send a clear message that electoral competition does not have to result in violence and crimes that shock the conscience of humanity.
Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Fatou Bensouda. And the Director of Media and Publicity, PDP Presidential Campaign Organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, has reiterated confidence of the party to achieve victory in the presidential election. He was speaking at a media conference in Abuja.
We wish to take this opportunity to make it clear to the Nigerian public that according to the figures made available to us, we are ahead in the presidential elections by at least 2 to 3 million votes. We have our own situation room, and we have collated all our
Meantime, the People's Democratic Party has advised against any act capable of disrupting the peace of the country as the Independent National Electoral Commission collates the 2015 presidential results. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Olisa Metu, stated this at a briefing. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The party, he said, is ready to accept the outcome of the election.
So we are happy with our performance so far. Our advice to our opponents and to Nigerians and our warnings to our supporters and support groups is that nobody should engage in anything that is undemocratic. We want peace in this country. We want the peace and preservation of our unity. Let nobody engage in any undemocratic act. If anybody wants to call you out to protest, let that person bring out himself and bring out his own children.
He also commended Nigerians for supporting the party during the just concluded presidential and National Assembly elections. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
A group of supporters under the All Progressives Congress (APC) have allegedly condemned the perceived electoral irregularities in some states of the South and Southeast in the presidential and parliamentary election. They made this known at a press briefing in Abuja while congratulating its teeming supporters for trooping to various polling units nationwide to cast their votes in support of the AC presidential candidate. The group accused the ruling party of manipulating electoral results in some states to its favor, as well as highlighting other alleged irregularities that may mar the credibility of the election. It, however, called on AC supporters to be calm and peaceful as they assure that the matter raised will be attended to by INEC. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC Secretary Augusta Ogwaku, has announced the composition of a 3-member fact-finding mission to ascertain the veracity of claims and allegations by the APC on the conduct of the presidential and National Assembly elections held on Saturday. The team is headed by Mrs. Thelma Iremiren, who is the Supervisory National Commissioner for Rivers State, Colonel M.K. Amanga, Agnes, and Professor Lai Olorode. They have departed for Rivers State, and it is expected that they will submit their report before the end of collation of results. Meanwhile, the Rivers State government has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew on Port Harcourt with effect from 7 p.m. this evening. Secretary to the state government, George Faye, said this is to prevent the breakdown of law and order. He did not expatiate. President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Mohammed Garba, has commended the Nigerian media for their mature conduct during last Saturday's elections.